All right, man. Back with another video by Get Like Prince. The internet's most hated rapper gets worse. Tom McDonald. I don't think he's the internet's most hated rapper, but I think he is the most shameless rapper, right? Because Tom McDonald is Canadian. He raps all about American politics, and you would think he was like you would think he was born in the heartland of America and he just want freedom, liberty, and justice for all. But he Canadian, bro. Like why would you if I was Canadian and I was witnessing the shit show that is our American politics system, and it's not a left or a right thing. I'm just aware of politics. Let me just say that. So I think it's a lot of clownery on both sides. I think they all friends. I think they all go to the same parties, clubs, neighborhoods. I think they all buddy buddy and they just play the public. That is two sides because Americans love a good guy and a bad guy, and the other side makes themselves the good guy and makes the other side the bad guy. So, you know, tale as old as time. We need good and evil, and they both twist that on their own audiences and supporters. So, let's get into the video.
Tom McDonald, the Canadian rapper who exploits American politics for a living. I mean, this a man who will appeal to whatever audience he can just to get some attention online. Look at this single he put out, If I Was Black. And this got one of, if not the worst cover art I ever seen. Y'all remember?
This not even like a good AI, but like I said, it's even more funny because he Canadian and like I don't know what the history of race is with Canada or like if they even have the same racial issues that we have here in America, but bro, the obsession, the obsession. Like you're Canadian, bro. Do y'all know what's going on down here? I doubt you even really care. It's playing on these people who don't interact with black folks, but watch everything black people do and see a lot of the negative stuff, which I think is influenced by their algorithm. Because if you was actually around some black people for real, you would realize that they probably just don't care about the things you do, or they pretty much normal and they have some of the same issues and problems with the country that you do. But you've been brainwashed by your political affiliation that you think a certain way about black people or whatever the narrative that they spin on black people is.
That Young Boy and Birdman cover from a couple years back, it's on that level. But basically,
The hell
this
is that?
song is exactly what the title says. It was a song where Tom rapped, or at least tried to rap, from the perspective of a black man as a Canadian white man. And the stuff he was saying throughout this song is kind of proof that he don't know what he's talking about. He don't understand the world from the eyes of a black man. He would start the song off by saying this: if I was black, probably wouldn't F with anyone who's white, because that slavery stuff would always be on my mind. And as a black man speaking, I think I speak for most people when I say slavery ain't something that's always on our mind. But I think the point of this song was him trying to discuss black problems. But the way he put it and the way that he went about it just made it seem like mockery. Look at how he presented it.
Is this real? Is this real? What the hell is this? Yeah, but like the only time I find myself like really even discussing slavery is like when people try to, or they don't know, if they don't know about it, or they trying to speak about slavery in a way that they're trying to downplay it, right? Or they're trying to tell people to just like get over it when it really was not all that long ago. It was just like, oh, why are y'all still upset about like being enslaved and all of these other things? And like race isn't really a problem when it is like embedded in our history. Like that's the only time I really find myself talking about it. Like I talk about sports and other shit, anything, literally anything else, but slavery. It's only when it's presented to me that I have to speak about it.
Look at the cover art. Look at how he was looking in the actual video. Just like with everything else Tom does, I don't think his intentions were to spread awareness or to just speak on black problems, but to cause controversy, to profit off black problems.
It's
he
a
knew
performance.
this song would go viral. He knew this song would bring money to his pocket. So he made it. He made it as controversial as he could. And throughout this song, he basically made it seem like what the black community does has no purpose. And he's pushing the narrative that he's hated just because he's white, not because he's purposely a controversial machine. Now, I could spend the next hour digging into this song alone, but in my opinion, the song was full of nothing but wrong assumptions and painting black people as spiteful, and everybody's just full of hate. But over these past few years, we've seen this man basically become the face of MAGA rap. He became the face of right wing in hip hop. Yet this man has lyrics from years ago when he was dissing Trump, basically hinting at the fact that Trump was a bad president. In his song Dear Rappers, Tom would say this: "You're living in a country that elected Donald Trump. You're living in a country where police are killing people every day, and all y'all want to talk about is doing drugs." So Tom years ago was saying Trump was bad, yet now
Shameless grifter, bro. Like during Trump's first term, it was notoriously popular to make fun of the president, and it's almost American culture to make fun of the president and criticize the president. Like it's almost like you cannot get you're not gonna sit in that seat and just be like loved by all. It's impossible. Somebody, you're gonna get criticized. People gonna make jokes about you. People gonna say you're a terrible president. So he's just shameless, bro. It's all for money. Like he's playing on these people. He would do and say anything for $1. Like very on the nose lyrics, very no metaphors, no nothing. He don't stand for nothing. He's a Canadian. He's a Canadian, bro. If I was a Canadian, I would not give a damn about what's going on. I already said it, but like I would not care about American problems. Just like I don't know anything about Canadian problems or what's going on there. Because I just don't care. It's like it's not on my day-to-day thought process.
nowadays he publicly supports the man every chance he get. If I'm not wrong, a couple months ago, he dropped a song called Daddy's Home, where the daddy that he was talking about was Donald Trump. But just a year ago, Tom and Trump would get together. He would post a picture of them two and say this: "In my wildest dreams, I would have never imagined that my music would lead me to shaking hands with the President of the United States. Trump ain't the villain the media wants you to believe he is. He isn't the monster they brainwash half the country into hating. He's just a man who wants best for the country we call home." It seems like Tom really don't have no backbone, because how can you go from not liking this man to, being his #1 fan to loving Trump? Tom really is a grifter, and it's something we're gonna see come up as this video goes on. Tom been making music for a while, but it seemed like it wasn't working for a good minute, because he was dropping his music, he feeding the streets, but it wasn't getting traction like he wanted. It wasn't getting the attention that he wanted until he learned how to work social media. See, Tom used social media to his advantage. A lot of niggas get online and they don't really understand how to market a song or how to bring attention to their music or to them as a person. But Tom knew exactly how to do that. He realized that having crazy takes, making controversial music, would bring him so much attention. Remember the song I spoke on at the start, Dear Rappers? One of his first big songs where the whole premise was him coming at a lot of modern day rappers with valid critiques, if we're gonna be honest. Some of it did make sense, but then there's other parts where it.
But like this is just the beginning of him like being controversial, right? Because I just looked at the rappers that was on that thing. Like them rappers get heavily critiqued. Because I would think, like, besides Meek Mill, a lot of them is not like the traditional rapper. Like Uzi, very much alternative. Young Thug, alternative sound. Meek Mill is probably the most traditional sounding rapper on there. And then if you want to go into 21 Savage, violent lyrics, you know what I'm saying? So the rappers he up there, them people was already getting criticized for being new age rappers with different sounds. So like all he was doing was really appealing to people who like lyrical milker rap or they like traditional hip hop. Is really feeding into that. So I don't know when that song was dropped. 2017? Yeah, bro, 2016. Come on, man. This is right after Double XL, bro. These people was at the top. At least 21 and Uzi. That was at the top of their game. So they was getting criticized for mumble rap all the time. I don't know if this was I don't know if history serving me too well about what Meek had going on, but at least Young Thug, Uzi, and 21, they was all getting heavily criticized for their sound, and it was very popular to hate on them. So this was probably like the original grift. It's probably the original grift of was complaining about mumble rap, and I'm the good rapper that's gonna come with bars and and you can hear me clearly, but it suck.
Premise was him coming at a lot of modern day rappers with valid critiques, if we're gonna be honest. Some of it did make sense, but then there's other parts where it doesn't make sense. You know, there's parts of the song where he's saying that people should rap more about substance, saying it's more to life than just talking about hoes and drugs and cars. Basically saying there's so much more.
See what did I just say, bro? He was that was like traditional hip hop, but traditional hip hop also been a lot of like bragging and talking about stuff this whole entire time. Came from battle rap. When people was talking shit about each other and talking about what they got and what you don't got.
To speak about. In the second verse of the song, Tom would say this: I can't hear another effing song about abusing medication that I had to take just to stay alive. There's more important stuff than what you wear and where you live and who you F and what you drink and what you spend. Rappers full of BS. Rappers just a marketing vehicle for the product that men want you to buy. Rappers just promoting different liquors in a variety of ways that you could die. And you know, that's a good point.
Yeah. I would say it's a good point. I would say it's a good point, and this is still a lot of the critique about modern rap to this day. Like, but it's not every single rapper. It's what's popular. It's popular rap, but like you still got Kendricks and J. Cole's of the world. Like, I would say a lot of the rappers who fall into this category, yeah, they are popular. They are getting pushed by a label because it is like a lot of product placement, so on and so forth in their music. But there are other avenues. And I just said J. Cole and Kendrick because they're the most popular ones. Like, if you know about Larry June, you know Larry June talk about money and women a lot too. But he also talked randomly about like going on bike rides and eating organic and drinking water and like that. So it is rappers. That's just for me to say. Like, there is rappers out here that talk about different things. It don't just have to be this. That is a genre. But a lot of genres fall into like a lot of the same tropes. Like country music, for example. Talk about drinking. Talk about rural areas. Talk about bars. Talk about women. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. That's a lot of the industry. So to say that to critique rap, yeah, but a lot of the industries fall into a lot of the same tropes. Like, listen to a couple Morgan Wallen albums. Listen to Taylor Swift lyrics. Listen to, you know what I'm saying, what Sabrina Carpenter talking about, or Billie Eilish. A lot of them, they just follow the same tropes, bro. It's music. You just put a different beat on it, a different sonic sound on it, and it sound different. Kanye had the same critique on rap with a lot of stuff, like talking about fucking somebody bitch. So these aren't new critiques, but like, if you complain about it, it's one thing. You call it out in the song, it's cool. But then you come up and not make it your whole gimmick as to talking about this over and over again, because again, people gonna get sick and tired of it and wonder what you're gonna do to fix the problem.
You know, I get it. He's saying a lot of people come out, they rap about a lot of BS. And that's true. That's a big problem in today's space. People done put lyrics on the back burner. Niggas tried to argue me down in another video where I said lyrics aren't as important as they once were. About it, a lot of music today is glorifying violence, glorifying drugs, glorifying just stuff that shouldn't be glorified. You know, Tom has a point, and it's valid until you take a look through his music. Like I just said, I went through some of his old songs, old albums, and I found plenty of songs where this man was speaking on the exact shit that he just called out the entire hip-hop community for. Let's listen to his song, Bitches Got Money, where the chorus word for word is, I don't around with no broke hoes. My hoes get money. My hoes get money. I don't mess around with no rap hoes, but they love me. So Tom been doing all these tangents, saying hip-hop has zero substance. A lot of music they get pushed to their trash. But he's the same nigga that was rapping about the same thing. And you know, Tom pushing this narrative that only hip-hop is the place where substance is lacking. That's a real crazy take, because the same thing can be said for every genre of music.
He just said the same exact shit that I said. I did not watch this video, but like, yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing, bro. As long as it sound good enough, and I will agree with him. Lyrics don't mean as much. It's about, I would say, for me, when I'm listening to music, because art is subjective to people. Music is art. It's how you sound, it's the production, it's about how you present it, how it make you feel. Like it's all of those things besides just the lyrics. Like if you listen to rap and you hear some crazy bars, yeah, like that go crazy. But I'll give you an example for the clips. Pusha T, for example, talk about selling drugs and how rich he is every single time. But he packaged it up and presented in so many different ways and metaphors that I'm not tired of it. I'm not tired of it. I ain't never sold no coke in my life. But am I gonna cut on that Pusha T song where he talking about the coke price and all that other stuff? Yeah, and I'm a sing along to it. It still hit. It still hit because the beat good, the metaphors, the song good. So you could rap about the same thing. You could sing about the same thing over and over again. But Pusha T is an example of somebody who perfected it. Just saying.
Most of the popular songs that are out today, that you hearing on the radio, that you might get on your TikTok and hear come by, in rap and without rap, are about the same thing, just in a different way. Think about how many big pop songs where it's people singing and making music about what? Sex, money, and drugs. It's just put in different ways, and for some reason, people don't look at it the same. You can have a pop star singing about sex, then a rapper will sing about sex, and they'll look at it completely different. Take Sabrina Carpenter, for example. Remember that big ass song she had last year, right? Espresso. That wasn't some old overly lyrical substance filled track. It was a song about her having sex and how she get niggas. So for a time to single out hip hop and downplay hip hop over the years, when it's been music across the board that's been lacking substance, was real interesting. But another interesting point about Time that I spoke about was his whole project, Dream People and Whiskey Wars, which was hated on by the internet so much that people are speculating he took down because of that, because he did take this project down. Because it was trash.
Personality into those relationships which make them unique to him. At least I can laugh at his attempts to be controversial, but there's none of that in his old music because he only started doing the whole controversy thing really recently. So yeah, that's that. Overall, in the current era of his music, his lyrics come across as very try-hard, pretentious, and self-congratulatory, and very weak satire, if you can even call it that. It's almost the equivalent of Leafy is here calling his videos satire, where Tom constantly contradicts himself and destroys his own credibility for the sake of triggering people, which just comes off as more sad and pitiful than offensive or revolutionary. Else on his Dream People and the Whiskey Wars album was either just fine or really budget sounding and cheap, with the most typical 2010 trap beats imaginable on songs like Worried About It or TFAB. Happy this is done now though, and I can continue to go on ignoring Tom's music as I have been doing before this, while he continues to rap about how much people supposedly care about him. Now all I have to do is look forward to his fans flooding my comment section saying that I don't get Tom's music, as if it isn't some of the most surface level, easy to get music out there.
And before I keep going on,
So you know how people say like, or overanalyze Kendrick's music and try and find meanings in what he's saying. That's flip that to whatever Tom McDonald is saying. The message is right there. There's nothing to look for. There's nothing to re-listen to try and figure out what he's trying to convey or anything like that. It's right there. He's saying exactly what he wants you to hear. It's very digestible. It's very digestible. And I think like with the controversy thing, he just Eminem is one of the greatest rappers ever. But he has done irreversible damage to gaining controversy. Like Tom McDonald ripped a page out of the Slim Shady playbook and is copy and pasted, threw it into ChatGPT and put a Republican spin on it, and a couple Reddit threads, threw it into ChatGPT and it spit out songs and songs and songs for this man, whether he writing them or not. So I think he just that's all it is. That's all it is, bro. It's just I took a page out of the Eminem controversy playbook and I just put my own spin on it with some Republican sprinkled messages in it. Well, not even sprinkled, it's hammered in there heavily, really heavy-handedly thrown in there. And there you have it. You have all of Tom McDonald's music over the past what is this, like years? at this point, years.
Make sure you tap in with me on Instagram at GetLikePrince. I'm trying to grow my brand over there. A follow would be appreciated. And my nigga, you this far in the video, you might as well. And if we actually want to play the game that Tom is playing, look through some of the songs off this project. He got a song here called Lit, where the whole track was him talking about getting high, him getting drunk, basically getting out his body. So, my point is, we done seen Tom on multiple occasions be a D1 hypocrite. He says one thing and then just changes his whole mind on something. Same thing with him in talking about addictions. When he was beefing with Mac Lethal, he was making fun of this nigga for being an addict. Yet, he was an addict at one point.
Time he either makes awful points, such as on Dear Rappers, where he basically paints mainstream rap as if it's this horrible thing that is gonna destroy your life if you listen to it. Or he just blows non-issues wildly out of proportion. For example, we already know about White Boy.
I refuse to feel ashamed because of my pretty blue eyes.
The song that is gonna define this man as a meme for the foreseeable future, potentially for his whole career. I feel like that resulted because he just got called a culture vulture one too many times in his YouTube comments and just fucking snapped. The only solution I can come up with in my head is that Tom is trolling heavy here, because why else would he make a near 5-minute song stating that he's not a racist and that people should stop judging white people for their pretty blue eyes? Again, my problem isn't the overarching theme or the main point he's trying to make here. We don't need a song where you subconsciously display you're uncomfortable because you're seemingly very insecure about being a white person in the rap game that has braids. On to my next point, as with...
But my thing is, right, if he so wants to, like, be pro-white man and all this other things, like, why don't you present as that? Like, it is alternative white boys and all this other stuff, but I don't know how many of them got braids or dreadlocks. Like, that's very niche, just based on the hair. But like, you could rock the little Republican cut. You know what I'm saying? You could throw the Charlie Kirk swoop down. You feel me? You got the hair for it. So why don't you present like that?
Most rappers who portray themselves as saviors and the purveyors of truth, Tom can be so hypocritical and inconsistent that it hurts. He doesn't even stick to his own guns and just comes across as a big old hypocrite a lot of the time, which severely weakens the value of what he says. How can we be sympathetic to your songs about addiction when you relentlessly poke fun at Mac Lethal's past substance abuse? How can we be sympathetic to your songs about mental health when you essentially made an entire song telling the whole mainstream wave of emo rap that they're faking their depression just because they don't experience depression or deal with it the same way you do? That is the most narrow-minded view you could possibly have on the subject. It's stuff like this that erodes your credibility when you'll change your personal beliefs and views on a whim if it will make your song more edgy and controversial.
That's what makes what he's talking about and what he raps about now so much like like I don't know how the people who he's like, and I don't know if they just don't care or don't know to go back and look at what he used to rap about, which was very much normal, or you want to say normal rap, and be like, this guy's a fraud. Is how can I not just go back and be like, yeah, this guy's a fraud. He just jumped on the wave to try and fool us, because that's what he's trying to do, fool you. I don't think he believes in any of the stuff he does. It's very much a performance. It's very much WWE, like playing a character.
Another strange period in Tom's career was back when he created this weird back and forth with him and Eminem. See, throughout his career, he always paid respect to Eminem, but then he had issues with Eminem at the same time. There was a whole clout-chasing phase of his career that went pretty viral. How knew hip-hop would write this? Tom McDonald knows how to troll. He's amassed a huge following over the last few years by dropping one inflammatory rap song after another. He raised the bar, so to speak, on his 2024 songs Facts, where he enlisted commentator / non-rapper Ben Shapiro for a guest verse. But his latest single, Daddy's Home, includes rapping from actress and comedian Roseanne Barr. The daddy in the song that they're speaking about is Donald Trump. Both Tom and her are thrilled that Trump's going to be president once more. They also took their time to air out their issues with those who don't agree with their politics. Eminem is at the top of the list. She drops Eminem's name and basically was like, F Eminem.
Corny. Eminem put a beat he basically released a beat or whatever, like for sale. Tom McDonald spent, like, was it 100 bands?
100 bands.
Yeah, 100 bands on the beat. It was like, it wasn't an NFT, but it was that.
It was presented as like it was when NFTs were hot.
Okay. Yeah.
So Eminem comes out with this beat, and he's like, if you want to rap to an Eminem beat, spend $100,000. And Eminem will have produced one of your tracks. It'll be produced by Eminem. You can do whatever. And it was sold as an NFT. And Tom McDonald bought the beat for $100,000 and made a song.
He basically proceeded to suck his dick.
He made a song.
Wax.
So you know the song.
Yeah,
you know the song Stan that Eminem made? Yeah. So he is like Stan in the song.
Yeah.
So and it's like a song where he's like, I love you so much, Eminem, you're so amazing. And but it's like from the perspective of Tom McDonald being a diehard Eminem fan.
You made it okay for me to be white.
This sounds extremely cringe.
It's painfully cringe. Like
ate it up.
Really?
He probably made it.
So he
back.
put this out.
So this is probably why his real beef, because Eminem done embarrassed him. he done embarrassed him because he would like, you spent. Why are you thanking him for being a customer? Why are you thanking? When I bought this hoodie, I wasn't like, yeah, thank you for letting me spend my money with you. No. He should be thanking you for buying his beat. You get on there, like, it's okay to pay homage or do another Stan song, but rapping from the perspective of being Stan is kind of like crazy when it's not satire. It wasn't like a joke or like anything like that.
Yeah, it's like with the
pop stuff like that.
Well,
like, I don't
really
think he
too
wants
much,
to go on the Breakfast Club.
He doesn't do really too much media, period.
Yeah, no, I think from what I understand, not only does he not do media, he doesn't do performances anymore either. I don't think he leaves the house.
Really?
I don't think so, man. I think from what I understand from the people I've spoken to, and I haven't said everything that I can say. I have some shit because I know a lot of people that know him, that have turned on him, that have worked with him. Whatever it is, however you want to cut it. And as far as I know, I will say this, he doesn't leave the house, scared of his fans, he doesn't do shows anymore, simply because he wants to avoid interacting with people. So it's why you don't see media like that. Yeah, he just makes his money off of his fans and
he doesn't want to be in an environment where he can be questioned and have to, like, you know what I mean?
Right, because I mean, once you have a loyal fan base and they are eating your shit up and you're making a lot of money, you do sort of start to realize, like, oh, any new uncontrolled environment that I put myself into is a potential bad thing. Like, I think that's why you haven't seen Drake do almost any interviews throughout his career, is that he realizes that they can very easily hurt him and that they, for the most part, are not going to help him.
So not only did we have this strange Eminem beef going on, but Tom versus Mac Lethal would spark up around this same time. And Mac Lethal is an artist / radio host now. Like you done seen over Tom's career, he has been this huge controversy machine. And Mac ain't like this. And as they beef would go on, diss tracks would get dropped on each other, and Mac would drop a song pushing the narrative, calling Tom, you know, a word that I can't say on YouTube. But he would say Tom is a part of the party that the man with a mustache ran back during World War II. I can't say what it is, but you gotta use common sense. But Hot New Hip Hop would also write this. Mac Lethal has had enough. Just a couple days ago, he came through and dropped a diss track on Tom McDonald. This track is over 7 minutes in length and broken up in 2 parts. In the first part, he takes aim at Tom's views and even has some strong words for the rapper's girlfriend. But Tom's career doesn't really make sense to me. It's been full of hypocritical takes, and it seems like he's trying to carve this place in hip-hop, yet hates every aspect of hip-hop, either positive or negative. And I mean, a prime example of him having zero respect for hip-hop at all was him making this song with Ben Shapiro. Not even digging into the politics behind none of that, but just know Ben is a deep conservative. And many times, Ben has made it real clear that he don't respect hip-hop, that he don't think it's real music. And that's a really common microaggression we see toward black people a lot. Niggas always try to call rap devil music or, you know, try to downplay the importance of rap music. Say it's not as important as this genre or that genre. But this is a big topic, especially when it comes to conservative or far right-winged individuals when they speak on black culture. I mean, y'all done seen plenty of them TikToks or tweets where people try to downplay rapper, hint at the fact that hip-hop ain't real music when it's compared to what they listen to. But Ben would say this some years back. In my view, and in the view of...
And I hate that take, because as somebody who listened to different genres, Like I am not a big country fan whatsoever, but I listen to some country songs. But I'm not gonna jump out the window and be like, this ain't real music, because y'all all talk about the same thing. Like Prince and me just said the same thing. Everybody talk about the same thing and all their stuff. They just repackage it in different ways. So EDM, house music, rock and roll, all this other stuff, black people have been in all of these spaces. And so have other minorities. So let's just let music be what it is. If it's not your cup of tea, let's just say it's not your cup of tea. So me saying that, I just use country for example, or I could use EDM. I'm not an EDM guy. You ain't gonna catch me at Electric Forest or at a rave or something. You ain't gonna see me doing that. But I'm not gonna jump out and be like, yeah, that's just a bunch of fucking noise and sounds. No, because somebody like it. So if that's just your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. And if we just kept that opinion about music instead of downing it, but we really know what it's about and why they say it's not real music. Like we know.
My music theorist father who went to music school, there are three elements to music. There's harmony, there's melody, and there's rhythm. Being said, rap only fulfills one of these, the rhythmic section. There's not a lot of melody, there's not a lot of harmony, and thus effectively, it's basically spoken rhythm. It's not.
That's objectively just not just not true. Harmony, melody, and rhythm is plenty of, it's just not true, bro. And this is spoken like somebody who don't listen to rap. Let's just keep going.
Not actually a form of music. It's not a form of rhythmic speaking. Thus, beyond me not enjoying rap all that much, what I said before is that rap ain't music. So this grown ass man just sat here and tried to say that rap is nothing. It's only rhythms. It's not filled with melodies and harmonies and all of this extra shit. He feels like rap is just rap, and this point is so stupid. I'm not gonna dig into it because I don't give a damn what that man talking about. It was an ignorant take, and I'm gonna let that.
We know it's not music. He just don't like rap music, bro. Let's just leave it at that. And he don't listen to rap music, so we just not gonna say that. Everything is a construct from something else that was made before it and broken off. So whatever Ben Shapiro talking about, that nigga don't listen to rap music anyway, bro. Yeah, that shit is stupid. Like, why even speak on it, bro? You're not in them spaces. You're not in hip hop spaces. You're not in rap spaces. And then the hypocritical part is you jump on there and try to rap like you try to rap like essentially something that you like. Why would you participate in something like that if you don't even think it's music? Like, what were you on there doing, man? Cosplaying as a rapper?
Ignorant take, stay over there. But the point is, you see the people Tom surrounds himself with and the people that he supports, but he wants to have this place in hip hop. And he feels away when people don't respect him within music. And he likes to make it seem like, oh, they don't respect me in music because I'm white. No, nigga, you don't get respected in hip hop because look at the things you do. Look at the controversy you create. Look at the people you try to bring into hip hop. But Tom,
nobody respect you because you don't stand for nothing. You don't stand for anything. You just in it to try to, like, and I get it. Everybody who try to pop off as a rapper is trying to make money, right? But it's like they make their music because that's what they feel, that's their experience, that's what they're going through. You talk about your experiences and it just don't pop. You talk about you pander to people and then it pops. Which you can't make something that sounds good enough talking about yourself that will sell. So you have to talk about other people and be controversial to get your music to sell, which is standing for nothing because you're just saying anything. You're just saying anything.
And Ben, they will drop this song. And you can listen to it if you want, but I'm not putting it in my video. This song will be, guess what though? To no one's surprise, a heavy, quote unquote, anti-woke song, where these two are sharing their conservative views. And the song is exactly what you think it's about. Them rapping about people having pronouns, rapping about gay people, rapping about Black Lives Matter. A part of one of Tom's verses, he would say this: go woke, go broke, no hope is pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But you ain't pro-run, no one to protect it. Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down. They all been replaced with BLM flags or a rainbow.
And then he talking about, remember when they used to do that? What, Canada? They was hanging. It's just so funny because he Canadian. Like, we're in Canada. Like, they was hanging up the American flags of Canada. Remember when people would, what do you know about that memory? You're not from here, bro. You Canadian.
But remember remember, dropping corny music wasn't the only thing Tom had going on. Not only did he realize that having these insane takes would bring in views, but politics would bring in views. And politics and Tom go hand in hand. And a big point that people side-eye him about when it comes to politics is that he's this Canadian rapper, yet has this obsession with American politics. So it's kind of like he has one foot in politics, one foot out, because something go wrong, the country get crazy. That nigga going back to Canada. And that's a point that people bring up to him a lot. People always ask him, why do you support this person? Why are you so deep into politics? And he would do videos explaining why he falls on his side of the political spectrum.
I've been getting this a lot lately. I can't believe Tom's supporting Trump. I can't believe he picked a side. I want to make this very clear. Both sides. I don't trust the Republicans. I certainly don't trust the Democrats. There isn't a politician on earth that I trust with my well-being or my family's well-being. However, I do believe in Donald Trump. I'll tell you how I got here. When Trump said he wasn't a politician, I didn't believe him. When the system impeached him, I thought, maybe there's something to this guy. When the establishment arrested him, I thought, maybe this is a guy I could get behind. When they convicted him, I was like, this is probably the guy. And when they harnessed the power of the media that they ultimately control and brainwashed people into hating him so much that people started...
So when somebody commits crimes, it has crimes on them, it's like, yep, this is the dude who should be running the country. That's just such flawed logic. Whether you, and you know what I'm saying, you could be a Trump supporter or whatever. It's a free country. You could do whatever you want. Like, I'm not getting on y'all about that, but it's the logic behind, yeah, he's a criminal, so I don't know, was he charged? Was he not charged? I ain't keeping tabs on this nigga, but the fact that he is about to be charged with something, yep, this is the guy I'm gonna roll with. It's the logic. It's not necessarily why he picked him. You're free to pick whoever you want to, but like, why is the logic? Yep, he has to be in some controversy. He has to have a rap sheet for me to be able to mess with him. That's what I'm hearing. If y'all think otherwise, let me know.
Trying to kill him, I thought, oh, this is the guy. Look, if the system that has placed such incredible emphasis on controlling and suppressing people is willing to commit the same incredible amount of time, money, energy, and resources on stopping Trump from being president at all costs, he's not part of their system. Ultimately, the system is about control, and it doesn't seem like they can control him. And check it out. Nobody can control my brand new music video dropping tomorrow at 9 a.m. Let's.
He didn't even drop the Canadian accent tomorrow. You know, shout out to Canadians though, but like, yeah, man, you're trying to make America great again, and you in Canada, bro. Like, what? You think you're gonna make North America great too?
Go.
And the point that I've been circling back throughout this whole video is that Tom is really one of them people who hate forms. He generates hate as a form of attention. And with attention being the #1 currency in the social media space, if you want to grow as a creator today, if you want to establish a name, attention really is your #1 currency. Why do you think so many of these streamers be pushing these clips so heavy? Because they know if they're in front of people, that's the money, nigga. That's where the money really come from. And Tom sees this, and of course he's gonna take advantage of it. And it's working. It's working well for Tom. Because look at his numbers. That nigga do millions. And that means a lot of people is resonating with the takes that he putting out, with what he's saying. Otherwise, he wouldn't pull the numbers that he does. But remember what country we're in. A lot of people in this country will fall into a political party and fully become engulfed in that. Whatever that party believes in, that's what they believe in. A lot of niggas don't use their free will. They hear one thing and just run with it. And like my boy said to me before, if you don't see flaws in the political side that you support, that's a problem. Because neither side of politics in America is straight positive or is 100% right. There's wrong on both sides. But a lot of people don't see the flaws in their sides. Most people see the world from their perspective, and that's it. They don't care to understand anything else other than what they believe in. And Tom knows that. So he says exactly what these people want to hear, and it blew him up so much to the point where he has became the main face in MAGA rap, if you even want to give hip-hop that subcategory. This is a real similar story to Dax from my last video.
Yeah, I don't want to recognize that as rap, because the people who are listening to that aren't listening to anybody else. I don't think if you present it, because I don't want to do the Kendrick and Drake thing, because Kendrick and Drake are the biggest rappers. But you think if somebody was listening to Tom McDonald make all these songs, you think they would roll over and go listen to Trippie Redd, Rio? You think they listening to Gunna? No. They listening to Young Thug? No. So I don't even know if I want to call this. I just want to call it pandering. I just want to call it pandering. They taking advantage of people who are Republican and they printing money from it. So hey, if they want to be taken advantage of and exploited to feel seen, to feel wanted, so be it, bro. If that's who you want to support, y'all can let him run y'all dry, because all he doing is just printing money off of y'all. I don't think he's stupid. He might believe some of these things, but I don't think he's stupid. I think he's just playing on the American people and how divisive politics are and running up a bag off it, which I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm not going to listen to his music, but hey, that's been the video, man. The internet's most hated rapper gets worse. Tom McDonald by Get Like Prince. I'm going to drop a like on this video after this cuts off. But if you want to see more reactions or talk about more rappers like this, that pander, because there's plenty more of them, make sure you like and subscribe. Without further ado, I'm going to get us up out of here. Cool.